We know what kind of students you all were, all in the back seat. Going up front, and all that.
I have to talk to you too. Yeah, there's.
Okay, I'm going to close the meeting to order. If you could all please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The boroughs complied with those provisions of the Sunshine Act by adopting prior to January 10th of this year, a resolution prescribing the meeting time implementation of all regular meetings of the commission. This meeting is one of the meetings listed in such resolution, and copies of the resolution are prior to January 10th filed with firm.
Your motion to file the May 6 minutes,
Motion?
and motion to file the following reports, minutes, report, and zoning official.
Second.
Okay, we have the second reading of public hearing of ordinance 1784, Cohen, non-residential development fees.
So this is implementing a state law that requires, sometime 10 years ago, required towns to set up accounts for receipt of what's referred to as non-residential development fees. Bigger commercial developments are required to pay a 1.5% fee, 1.5% of their assessed value into an affordable housing trust fund that towns can then use to help promote affordable housing. Why have we not done this for 10 years? Because we've never had any commercial development that comes close to satisfying the statutory requirements until just recently. So the new self-storage facility being built out on Route 130 triggers this, it kicks it in. So we're getting this on the books. It's going to generate like a whopping $40,000 or $50,000 in affordable housing trust fund fees. Most towns that are developing, like I was mentioning Woolwich, I think Woolwich has like $3 million in affordable housing trust fund because of all the new commercial development going on. We just don't really have any space for that. So, so that's what this is. There'll be a spending plan for how we spend all those dollars. But if there's anyone who want to be heard on this ordinance, this is your opportunity. Anybody? Okay,
Mayor Gelli,
yes.
Commissioner Lewandowski.
Yes.
Commissioner Robinson. Yes. We have a second reading of public hearing of sewer capital ordinance 1785 for completion of Department of Public Works building.
So this is just what it is, finishing up the last sewer payments on the sewer work on the Public Works building, which is under construction. You can see if you're heading south on Route 130, if you pass through the White Horse Pike, you can actually see it off to the side. Anyone want to be heard on this? Public hearing on it? Anybody, anything like a comment, question, anything? Okay,
Mayor Gelli,
yes.
Commissioner Lewandowski.
Yes.
Commissioner Robinson.
Yes.
All right, we have the second reading of public hearing of ordinance 1786, amending section 283 of the municipal code of the borough of Collinsville for the removal and replacement of trees on private property.
So this is an ordinance that is, we've written up following a DEP model ordinance. a state law was adopted requiring every municipality to adopt a tree replacement ordinance. Ours largely follows that, couple changes in it, but it largely follows that. And that's what this ordinance is about, opening it up for public hearing. This is a public hearing on it. So anybody has any comments or questions they want to bring before the commission? Kevin, just give us your name and address.
Kevin Walker, 401 West Franklin Avenue.
Let's see, Kevin.
Good to see you. I live on the corner of Franklin, McGill. I've had a ton of trees on my property. I can assure you that no one in Collingswood is taking chainsaw to the Collingswood equivalent of steel oak. Most of us are very conscientious about tree management. Very expensive proposition. I don't know if this is a done deal or not, or if you compel to pass this because of the state directive. I think it's a gross infringement on private property rights of residents. I suspect that we may agree with that. I don't know. But if you have to approve this, I would guess it take a couple steps back, maybe 6 weeks. I think you can perhaps increase the DBH or the diameter of these trees.
Watch yourself with you're taking that.
Sorry. One from your head. I think what you can do is make it less onerous by looking at some of the requirements. Perhaps you can expand the diameter of the trees so that not every tree falls under this ordinance. And I just have 3 other technical points that I'd like to make if I could. There are a series of exemptions, as the mayor mentioned in the last meeting. There's 6 of them. Ash is probably the principal one that deals with diseased trees or dead trees. And that section explicitly states that there shall be no fee of replacement required. So there's no fee that attaches. And I think as far as the other 5 exemptions, that same language should be incorporated in those. A is also a fairly large exemption, as I understand it. It allows you to remove as many as 3 trees during a 5-year period. Trees are of a certain size, but they're fairly substantial trees. If that falls under the exemption, then I shouldn't have to pay an application fee. Thing that's consistent with the language that appears. I think it's draftsmanship error. If the fees and fines and application fees don't apply, the one exception, the intent is probably to ensure that they don't apply to any exemption. It's not exemption, we shouldn't have to be paying anything at all. Curbside trees. I have 4 maples that have been planted by the borough, the magnificent trees, so we want to move them. They probably never should have been planted there in the first place. They're like 70 feet tall. They are absolutely huge. Your trees, I understand the damage that they do on the sidewalk. I get that. But those trees, at least 2 of them, encroach substantially on my property. And I can't imagine I'd be able to call the borough and say, would you please come and trim this because they're on my utility lines. Maybe you should put language in there that says the homeowner can hire a contractor on notice to the borough so that those trees can be properly trimmed or pruned. That's what I've always done. I contractors that are excellent, they love trees, they don't put any harm to the trees, instead of here otherwise. I usually pay like $1,000 just prune everything. So I think you ought to have a proviso for that, because I can't believe the Department of Public Works is busy as it is on my property and remove 5 feet of a branch that's now flying on top of the utility wire. So if you could consider that, I would appreciate it. And one other suggestion I would make, utility trimming, I like the fact that utilities have to file a plan with the borough. I would ask that you include language that would require the utility to advise the homeowner as well. Whenever this happens, try to go out there with the guys out there and tell them exactly the Brucey work with you. If you're not there and you don't have notice, they will absolutely mutilate those trees. And I think all of us can agree we don't need those hideous Y configurations on the trees that line. So I I would ask respectfully that you tell the DEP go down Sands and show the whole, ordinance, if you can't do that, just consider, these tweaks. And, I've got a lot of trees on the property, in 32 years, we spent hundreds, if not thousands of dollars over the years, we try to do it the right way with really good, contractors, but I don't really necessarily want to involve, borough bureaucratic. So that's.
Thanks, Jeff, good comments. We do need to adopt this. We're a little behind schedule right now, so we need to get something on the books. How enforcement works, how this whole process works. State doesn't offer a nickel for any of that, so we'll see. We're all, and we're not just Collingswood, like towns are all trying to figure out how it goes, okay? So, hear you. Don't, I appreciate the comments about how we can make some tweaks to it. There will be tweaks as we're going along, no doubt. But we do have to get it on the books, just so we, the dominoes are, when we have a checklist that we get guided, we get checked by later in the year that is tied to state funding. And if you don't score a certain number on that checklist, then they can cut your state funding. And I'll guarantee you that one of the things on that list is going to be that you adopt your tree ordinance. So, we'll see. Okay, so we're getting on the books, but we'll see. Okay, anyone else with this ordinance? Okay, Al?
Mayor Melly.
Yes.
Commissioner Wojciechowski.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson. Yes. And the first reading of ordinance 1787.
I did. Yeah, it's too late. It wasn't like that, but I.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
okay. It's okay. We can talk about
No, huh? Do you want it?
Okay.
Well, it has been adopted, but you can say whatever
it.
comments.
I'm glad you're adopting it. I'm glad you're adopting. So what I wanted to say is the list of exemptions, I agree that it has to be tweaked. There's about 8 items and maybe 6 or 7 of the 8 are completely irrelevant to Collingswood. There, if you have a tree farm, if you have the things that just are not here. So by adopting what the DEP said, it doesn't work with us at all. Now, the one that says you can take down up to 2 trees, if this, that's not Collingswood. You have to have more than an acre, and within an acre, you can take off 3 branches according to that. We did the math equation with our shade tree board. So if you have more than an acre and you take off 1 tree every 5 years, so there's nobody, there's Bill Jessica, which is the only guy in town with an acre. So it just needs to go or be rewritten for if you have only a 40 by 40 type of thing. The ordinance says that everybody has to get a permit for everything, even if you are exempt from all of the monetary and the replanting of the tree, but you still have to go through the permit part. That way the borough, and whoever the borough designates, then you can say you don't have to pay the money, but you have to have that permit so you know that nothing unlawful took place. So that's what it says right now, and that's good. The only thing in it that says that you can take down something and not get your permit, but you don't have to pay anything or replace is if it's a dead hazardous tree that the borough agrees is dead and hazardous. Everybody's gonna say their tree's hazardous who wants to take down a tree. So there's some things that you have to really sift through to know how that affects us, and it's, you know, it's difficult. Now, there's a line, a paragraph in the ordinance definitions that says beneficial tree. What is a beneficial tree? And it's a tree that does what trees do when they're mature. Carbon sequestering, providing oxygen to the area, picking up storm water, so it creates biofiltration and therefore it will help reduce pollution. All these things are what mature trees do. And for all the years that we've had trees protected at the curb strip, it always was a wonder to me that the best trees in the borough are the trees planted when the house was built or earlier in our backyards, where you have pecans and walnuts and oaks that are 4 stories high. And at the curb strip, we're struggling just to have a tree live because it's in 4 feet by 25 feet. And that tree is absolutely protected, thank goodness. We put them in, or the people, our ancestors. We take them down if they're dead. The Borough of Collingswood, the borough prunes the trees. Any citizen can just call and have a tree pruned, and that's always done. If it's in the wires, PSC&G organizes with Public Works. I think it's done beautifully. The thing that's not is when when PSC&G takes too many branches off. That's a shame. So the only trees that we can really depend on to help us with stormwater damage are our front yard and backyard trees. They're the only trees we have that may have 40 by 40 to really live and stop our basements from flooding. And every year the flooding is more and more and affecting more people. Back 20 years ago, the only houses that did that were the ones next to Ritchie. And we took all the houses down to prevent constant flooding. Now everybody I know's basements flood, and it's because of climate change. And our backyard trees are extremely beneficial. If they're healthy trees, they help give us oxygen and do all the things I just mentioned, and are extremely important that we don't cut them down. And the people cutting them down are people buying houses and clear cutting to just start over and gut. They're not even thinking. They're just coming in and doing that. So if the rest of us have to mind our manners and be a little more careful with what we cut down, we can get through this. Because when you live next door to a house where somebody just cut everything down so they can repaint the house, it's horrifying. And all of our basements flood a little more. So I'm happy that we have it. I hope that we can tweak it in a way that we use ecologists and arborists to work together with the Shade Tree Board and Public Works to give our opinion. And when the borough says no to a permit, which you have the right to do, it's in the ordinance that you can say yes or no. I hope that you'll consider what is a beneficial tree so that we save trees that really save our whole neighborhood to be the beautiful neighborhood we have. Thank you for letting my little hand come up.
You got it. Thanks. Joe, next time.
I was not. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else want to talk about the ordinance we already adopted? Okay. And this is now time for public comment about items that are on the rest of the agenda. Oh, introduction, I'm sorry, yeah, introduction.
We have the first reading of ordinance 1787, amending chapters 163, 227, and 237 of the Code of the Borough of Collingswood.
These are some amendments, some minor revisions with respect to COs and when a CO is necessary. Okay, so the public hearing will be probably July 1st. July 1. Okay. Public hearing will be on our July 1 meeting for adoption.
And Mayor Gelli,
Yes.
Commissioner Gaskin.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson. Yes. And now we have
Public comment on the rest of the agenda, the resolutions, anything else here, if anybody has any questions or comments you want to bring up with us before we go through that. Anybody? Okay. Then first resolution we have is,
appointing Kenneth Nicholson as a full-time police officer for the Collingswood Police Department. And then you.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
And come on up, you bring family, whoever you want to bring up, come on up. You two stand that up, I'll stand over here. There you go. Close it to the picture, okay? All right. I, for the place your left hand on, raise your right. I state your name. Kenneth Nicholson, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. Constitution of the State of New Jersey. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And to the government. And to the government. Established in the United States. Established in the United States. And in this state. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. Under the authority of the people. And that I will faithfully. And I will faithfully, impartially, and partially, and justly perform. And justly perform. All the duties as a police officer for the Borough of Collingswood. All the duties of a police officer for Borough of Collingswood. According to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations, I know there are a few folks here were here before the oath, for that, you are free to leave, you do not have to hang. We go on to better festivities, but you're welcome to stay. Yes.
Thank you.
Gotta figure it out, yeah, yeah, free to go.
Information every time.
Okay.
How are you? Good. Hey, good. Yeah. Hey,
With sport.
good. He's finally there. Good now.
Yes, yes.
Appointing a redeveloper and authorizing a redevelopment agreement with the Council of Funds LLC.
This is a cannabis, retail facility that'll be, going, hopefully construction will be starting shortly on Route 130 down, by this, what was formerly Egbert Express. It's a building right next to where the Fortuna Dance Studio is, kind of at the, it's up the, yeah. So, this is just simply an agreement required before they go for site plan. This is, putting in place an agreement with the borough. Yes.
Yes. Authorizing an application to the USDOT for the Smart Grants Program.
This is applying to get some free money, which is connected with the Rowan Street study that, we had done, finished up just earlier this year. So it's just trying to get some free money to implement it. Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing to submit a grant application to the NJDOT for the improvements of Linden Avenue projects.
This is again applying for free money from the state.
Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing to submit a grant application to the NJDOT for the Safe Routes to Transit ADA ramps.
So we're running that play one more time.
Yes.
Free money, yes.
Approving the 2023 audit corrective action plan.
This is, I think we had one note on the audit, no, I forget which one it was, but it was really, really minor. What was it, what was it?
Probably Collins with cash.
Oh, yeah, something related to like a record keeping on the columns of cash, yes. No money was missing, nothing wrong, just a record keeping, column A or column B. But, you know, it's been crushing for Betty Jo, our CFO, she's not used to getting comments on her audit, but, we had one this year, and this is simply saying we're fixing it, so it will never happen again. Yes.
Yes.
Approving items of revenue and appropriation. I'm gonna read them all, so okay.
Go ahead.
The 2024 Strategic Enforcement Grant, the American Rescue Plan Firefighters Grant, the Click It or Ticket Grant, and the Clean Communities Grant.
So this is some of that other free money that we had applied for that we got, so we have to formally amend our budget so we can take it in and then go spend the money. That's all this is doing. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, authorizing the acceptance of a maintenance bond from Gating Plus LLC for the resurfacing of various alleys project.
So we did a number of small streets, alleys throughout town, repaved them. This is the end of that process with the posting of a maintenance bond from the company that did the work. We hold it for a few years. In the event there's any kind of problem with the work that was done, that money can be then used to fix those problems. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a roll call on the next. It's introducing and approving the 2024 Business Improvement District budget.
So the budget for the Business Improvement District is, the bid is what does, it supports a lot of our, activities on Patton and also on the west side. It's a separate assessment on commercial properties in town. The budget has been kind of the same for about 7 years now. This had a very slight increase on it to match some of the rising costs that it is dealing with. This process is that we introduced that budget today, then at the next, at our July 1st meeting, there'll be a public hearing on that budget, where we would adopt. Okay, so that's what this is. Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll call on.
That's,
Mayor Mallon,
yes.
Commissioner Lewandowski. Yes. Commissioner Ross. The ordinance approving the 2024 Independence Day celebration,
Yes.
authorizing an agreement with D&M Fireworks,
Yes.
Yes.
and approving the payment of bills in general order and sewer.
Yes.
Go ahead.
First of all, happy Pride. And I would like to congratulate all of the graduates, upcoming graduates of all the way from pre-K to high school. Big feelings, well done, well played, thanks to the teachers, parents.
Okay, Commissioner Lewandowski.
A few things. Last week right here, we held our first of the Cogswell Water Tower revitalization community input meetings. Want to thank everyone that came. We have a second meeting this Saturday at 10 a.m. Not here. It's going to be over at the public safety building. Good news is that a lot of our other facilities, including this one, are rented out, as is Scott correct. So those have been really helpful in getting community input, sharing information that we do have. We're very, very early in the process, and so getting as much input as we can would really help. So this is sort of a repeat. It's not an advance, we move the ball downfield on this. It's sort of a repeat at a different time, weekend, daytime, that hopefully we can improve accessibility for. So that's Saturday, June 8th. And when you're done with that, you go to the private.
Yeah, from five to eight, tacking on the second Saturday is the Collingswood, the third annual Collingswood Pride celebration. We have a kid zone in the craft area, Perkins is joining in, and it should be a good time.
And it's combined the second Saturday at the same time, so it's gonna be a lot of activity. So come on down. Just a couple other events that are gonna be happening. We have a few trainings going on. First one, June 11th, called Strategies for Effective Bystander Intervention. This is really through our DEI committee and commissioners working with school district and public safety, and in this case, the New Jersey Office of Civil Rights that's gonna be providing training. This is a virtual training on Tuesday, June 11th, 1:30 to 3:30. You can go to collingswood.com and get information on that. The second one will be a couple of weeks later, walking on eggshells, navigating the language of diversity, which I think is fantastic. It's a constantly moving subject and sort of understanding where language is and why we use what we use is really important. That's on the 27th of June from 6 to 8 p.m. Again, collingswood.com. And the last thing is we're doing events Juneteenth, which is going to be held June 16th this year, 11 to 3, the parking lot behind the Old Zane School. And again, thank you to the DEI committee and the volunteers and everyone that's going to make it what I know is going to be a great day. Last thing, didn't have it written down, but honestly mine. 4 teams went to the Worlds recently, did a fantastic job. I think all the teams, and there actually over a dozen teams, deserve our congratulations and big thanks to the coaches and volunteers. It's a great program, it's one of the largest programs in New Jersey, and that it's run almost exclusively by parents. It's a great thing, a testament to how Collingswood really succeeds. So thank you for that. That's all I got.
Okay, I'm just gonna add one more event. This Wednesday, we cut a ribbon for the opening of Cooper Health Systems LGBTQ practice. They're moving their practice from the hospital into on Night Ave. It's gonna be where it was formerly architects' offices. Big deal, big deal. It's been in the works for a long time. And really happy that we're finally seeing it get done. Okay, go open it to the floor, whatever issue you want to bring before the commission, this is your opportunity to do so. Just need name and address for the record.
I live at 250 New Jersey Avenue. As of the end of March, the Virginia property purchased a house at 270 New Jersey Avenue, right next to mine. This is when life became a nightmare. 5 months to do was even longer. Why there have been many different contractors in and out. 2 months, taking this out around the roads. To rebuild. We can do this really from backing, installing, working onto this house, which is sort of expected, but never thought that having to listen to the loud, monotonous music. It is unbearable. Okay. All this noise of the construction and the music that lasts for 8 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is not an acceptable way to live. Sometimes knowing how bad it was, I did not want to come home from work. And if I did, I have to work every day. I have to leave my house and sit in the car, just have quiet. You imagine having these couch associated with things. Also, my husband tolerates from home some days, the loud music and construction work. It makes the job very difficult. We have to listen, participate, and eat. It actually got so bad with the music being so loud that we reached out to Tim, who knows the house. And he said that he would call them and stop the music, and it did. Unfortunately, when the next contractor starts, it's the same stuff over and over again. We never know what's coming next. In addition to all the construction and the music noise, one group of the workers decided that we made, put together, we're gonna be fortified in the backyard with more of these closures and hitting in 21, New York. Imagine my surprise going out my back door to see the Iron pig. The only thing I was thinking of was what happens if my grandchildren saw this when going out to play in the backyard. Once again, we reached out to the owner of the property, requesting them to get a fortified, but unsafe for the workers. This was after 2 months of construction, and we don't think we would have done it without being asked. I have your ordinance number 1600, which my husband will read.
So ordinance 1600 is an amendment to the, chapter 207, section 9 of the Borough Code. Construction, and it's subsection D, which basically allows construction and repairing of buildings during the time of 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. at night, and then on all weekdays, right? And then on the weekend from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that's where our issue is, it's right in that area there, the noise during that time.
It's during, so it's within those hours?
Within those hours, and sometimes beyond that.
Okay.
So my question, I don't see any restrictions on hours for Sundays or holidays, or the time for the fortified, when the water service has been turned off. We're say work for normal projects, but if somebody wants to renovate the whole house, less than 3 months, which means they work Monday, Friday, 7 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 6, doing 64 hours of work a week, which the ordinance allows, and then they work past the time permitted, making a living help for the neighbors. My days off, I'm wakened by noise of the construction workers. In addition to all this, we experienced minor damage to our property. The tight space between the house and the dumpster requires workers to use our walkway to move the material back and forth from the yard. Also, this construction site is not properly displaying its permit, if they even have one. We feel that this ordinance needs to be updated, to like some advice from this council on how to handle the issues that I have in dealing with. We also have videos and pictures, if anyone wants to see that, or we would be glad to send them to your email.
Yeah, sure. So to the first question, it's the property is 217,
Correct.
New Jersey, that's the property. So you're okay, you guys. So we'll have somebody out tomorrow. You gotta let us know. As soon as stuff like this is going on, email, give us a call, let us know, all right? The construction code officials got authority to address pretty much all of this, okay? But, we'll make note, we'll have them, somebody will be out there tomorrow.
We
Okay?
didn't have to
And-
take it.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do.
there's,
I should call the police. I didn't know what to do.
so I'll give you my card with email address, but you can always call the borough, okay? You can call, you don't, if there's anything that gives you discomfort, it's not working, you don't like stuff that's going on, you let us know, okay? We will address right away.
Just want to add that there was an inspector out apparently. So when the inspector came out, they took that boards down. The boards weren't there anymore with it.
Got
And the music stopped. So that's another problem.
Police can address the music issues, the sound ordinance, it can't be blaring.
Right next door,
Yeah.
we do, so.
I just had to,
First, you kind of used to talk with them and say, you know, you keep it down, and he would address one through or another. But then another group, and you would know who was on the next. I think we were.
Sometimes it's three groups, and there's three readers, one out front, one in the middle, one in the back, all different music.
Just, and then we mentioned the whole thing, you know, then going in the backyard, you got important.
We did.
It was 2 months later, so that was kind of.
Just let us know, we'll address it, I'll get somebody to be out there tomorrow, any issues with the sound, noise, anything like that, you call. Okay, don't hesitate, you call the borough, get a body, talk with them, let them know, they'll pass them on to police, construction code, whoever's got responsibility.
I
Okay,
want to say, you don't have to know who to talk to. If you get anyone in the borough, we're gonna know who to go to. We'll navigate.
you can email any one of us, I'll give you my card, but you can email and don't hesitate, we'll flip it.
Absolutely frustrated,
Yeah.
you can tell this, that, yeah, I'm not always.
You know, figure out
All
all
that's.
that's. So you look at it, it's not even the right. I don't know, Kate, you're on the video.
It doesn't frustrate anybody. So don't ever hesitate, you call us.
And
Yep.
all the time, it's like hour, it's 8 to 12, it's all day, it's from 8 to 6, they
Got it.
never stop the music.
You got it. All right, okay, you got it. Anybody else? Yes, Mr. Kramer, thank you. Well, I know the name. Here's the address again.
743 Main Terrace. Several months ago, I talked about cables running to EVs that people down have driveways. Well, this happens on East Collins Avenue, and they had cable out there from Saturday until sometime till noon today. And what they had was a hazardous situation,
Running across the sidewalk?
running across the sidewalk.
Okay, look,
And if you want to, pictures, I have pictures.
no, it's okay, we'll get somebody out to take a look. We actually, since you brought it up, I've done some research on it and seen it's one of a number of issues. And there's not a whole lot out there regulating it just yet, so we will take a look at this and try to come up with figure out how we can address it. Yeah, create the hazard, that's easy, right there. How people are gonna,
And
service their car, plug in their cars on streets where it's row homes and townhouses.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, ain't nobody thinking about, just yet. So,
I was thinking about it before.
I know you were, and I looked at it, I appreciate it, I looked at it, I know. See, it's become an issue, I know Detroit was a big issue. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, we're adjourned, enjoy this summertime.